Judd took a year off from work to help his son Wyatt. Wyatt had a serious collision. It rendered him paralyzed. In order to care for his son and help him get back into fighting shape, Judd retired. Wyatt could no longer take care of himself. He was still in a wheelchair. He secured employment. His family has a place of their own. He was all right. For now, Judd had nowhere to go. Right now, he is unsure about what to do with himself. Since his wife was working as a missionary, he was unable to turn to her. He was unable to turn to face Owen because of his pride. To Wyatt, he ought to come out of retirement. Judd didn't want to start again at the bottom. Therefore, he refrained from doing that. Wyatt reminded him that he had contacts with the fire chief and that he would have to do that now that he was accepting his pension. In that area, Owen has acquaintances. If Judd requests, he might represent Judd in court. Simply said, Judd didn't want to ask Owen to do that since he thought that if Owen truly needed him, he would ask him to return. He was anticipating a potential call. Wyatt was helping Carlos with his case in the meanwhile. Carlos deduced that the robbers were intentionally causing traffic accidents in order to distract the armored trucks. Carlos' calls were picked up by Wyatt since they consistently reported it to 311. His new role was dispatcher. He located the calls. Carlos received it from him. All of the calls came from a burner. All the calls were made by the same person though. Carlos and another ranger collaborated to determine the call's accent. Even when they reduced their group of more than 300 service members to 6, their supervisor wished to proceed cautiously. Without hard proof, he didn't want to take the guys into custody. Rather, they set up a trap for robbers. They bided their time till they made another emergency call. The robbers were then gathered in one location using a fictitious armored truck. In the end, the robbers were apprehended without incident. Carlos' supervisor claimed all the glory. Carlos wasn't upset since, while collaborating on this case, he was able to make friends with another ranger, and he got to continue working his dad's case behind closed doors. In the meantime, Owen contacted Judd. Owen asked for his assistance in deciding between Margin and Paul, but Judd wasn't very helpful. He was opposed to having someone else take his place. And then, precisely during Wyatt's shift, a train derailed.